Hey, Jason here, and coming to you from another beautiful morning. And I wanted to go over and take advantage of this drive time. I wanted to go over keeping a positive mindset and frame of mind to build your Save Club business. I was talking to a family member of mine, and they were hitting me up with all kind of different questions. They wanted to get into the specifics of the Save Club compensation plan. They even brought up the word pyramid scheme. They brought up the word, network marketing pyramid scheme. They were saying all kind of different things, and it was really unexpected from this particular family member that I was talking to, because you would think that they would have faith in me, that I've already done my due diligence with this business, and that I'm not coming to them with a scam or a pyramid scheme. But one thing I've learned in life is, regardless of where someone comes from or their background, if they don't have a positive state of mind, and if they just believe that something isn't what it says it is, they're never going to be successful at it anyway. You have to have a positive frame of mind, and you have to base what you're forming your opinion on based on facts. So let's talk about those for a minute. Taking a company like Save Club, they chose the network marketing business model to build their business. When you look at a business like that, how much different is it from the success rate or failure rate of any other business that you can think of? When you take real estate agents, insurance agents, people that take $200,000 or $300,000 of their money and decide to start a restaurant or a plumbing company, an electrical company, any type of traditional style business, they take hundreds of thousands of dollars to build the business. But the reality of it is in 5 years, 70 to 75% of those businesses are going to be out of business. Within a 10-year time span, the vast majority, somewhere in the 85 to 92% of the people that decide to start a traditional restaurant business or plumbing business, those companies will also be out of business. Real estate agents, insurance agents, they have an extremely high 90 to 95% failure rate, meaning not only do they go out of business, but they typically never earn any money in comparison to what they put out for their marketing efforts. So why is it that those businesses are not considered scams? Why is it that going to college for 4 years or 6 years to get a degree, that you can't go and even get a job to pay back your student loans, and you end up working a job that you could have got without going to college at all? How is that not a scam? I mean, seriously, if the Save Club network marketing company is a scam because it's based on your own efforts, and most people just they make a choice to not put any effort into the business. It just doesn't seem logical to me. So as I was talking to this family member, I posed those different questions to them, and the weird thing is they had never thought about that before. They had never thought about the fact that they earn an hourly wage at their job, and they trade their time for money, and yet they don't think of that as a scam. This particular family member of mine has a 6-year college degree, and they trade their time for hourly pay at a job, and they get, if anything happens to them, if they get hurt or if they leave, they get absolutely nothing from it. So in my opinion, when you balance out, talking about a scam, to me, that's much more of a scam than any network marketing company that I've heard of, you know. On top of that, the Federal Trade Commission, they regulate and they watch all these companies. That's not to say that you're not going to get a company that does something that starts up a business and doesn't have the best intent, but they're not going to make it very far, and they usually end up getting shut down. But in this case with the Save Club, it's like, you know, you're spending less than $100 out of pocket to start a business that has a huge upside, almost no downside. And it's like, come on, in the United States of America, you're going to tell me that it's going to put you out on the street for spending, you know, around $80 to start a business and to use some different marketing channels to try and promote it. It's like, if that is such a hardship, you don't really need to be looking at the Save Club business model. You really need to be going out and finding a job to get an immediate injection of revenue into your life, you know. But you have to stay positive, and you have to really believe that you're going to succeed at something. I believe it. I mean, it doesn't, even if you just want a promotion at your current job, you have to believe that you're capable of doing the you know, if you're an hourly and you want to go to salary and management and it's a big bump in pay, you want to really believe that you are the person to do that job. So why would you ever get involved in a business like the Save Club, assuming that it's a scam, assuming that when you go in that you're going to fail? You're already setting yourself up for failure. So I encourage everyone that's on my team, and we do this in our daily huddles and going over just, you know, the way you can fail is by not doing anything at all, which is why the network marketing business model has about the same failure rate as a real estate agent, an insurance agent, and just a little bit more than like a traditional restaurant business. I don't have the facts right in front of me, but I know the last time I was looking up the failure rate of a restaurant business on a 10-year timeline is somewhere close to like 85-90%, which that's an extremely high number given the amount of investment that it takes to open up a restaurant. And even worse yet, a lot of the ones that don't go out of business in that first 5 years, they stay in business and the business barely earns any money. So that, to me, that's even worse. It'd be better to go out of business and to dedicate your time and energy to a company such as Save Club, where no one really gets hurt. You know, how great is it to have a business where not only even if you're in a small town, you can utilize that the benefits of the Save Club to go out and actually, you can save more money every single month than what it cost you to be in the business. And then on the upside, you still can utilize free marketing channels such as YouTube, Instagram. You can use X. There's a whole bunch of different marketing channels that people can use. You can use traditional. You can use direct mail. There's all kind of different marketing channels that you can use to promote your business. And, you know, this way, if you do end up building a decent residual income and something does happen to you, your company will continue to grow if you have at least one other leader in your organization, you know? So I was a little fired up this morning after talking to my family member yesterday, because it just doesn't make sense to me how they could decide to use the word scam and all that kind of stuff, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Now, they did end up seeing the light. They did end up joining my organization, but you know, during the conversation, I told them, I'm like, I don't really want you to join unless you believe that this is something that you're going to dedicate some time to, a little bit of time each and every single day for the first 3 months. And I told them, I said, if you're not dedicated to doing that, there's no sense in joining, because at that, unless you just want to enjoy the product, that's a completely different story, which I'm sure a lot of people will, because if you can save more money than what the membership costs you every single month, why not join and just enjoy the product? But for people that are serious about building the business end of things, I would never go into something thinking that you're going to fail, or just not being extremely confident that you're going to succeed at the business. So wanted to get this rant out this morning while I have this driving time. I'm going to start doing some videos on some different training. I'm going to do some training videos on different marketing methods that I'm using right now that are working extremely well. But until then, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.